Pump it up, pump it up.
Trae.
Oh, come on, come on.
With Trae.
Pump it up, pump it up.
It's the day with Trae.
This is the day to gain inspiration, to make a positive change in the nation. We're inviting you to partake in conversation, to raise your vibration. It's the day that we will all celebrate all of our peace that make this thing elevate. Watch the negative fade away, cause it's the day with Trae.
Hi everyone, and welcome to Tuesday's edition of The Day with Trae. I'm Alicia Crank, and I am guest hosting this week while Traeana is at the NAACP convention in North Carolina. So I'm looking forward to her coming back and sharing stories and who she's met and photos, all these other things. So in the meantime, I am here to help out with this Emmy-winning show, if you didn't know. So today I am so excited to be able to learn more about Read-a-Rama with Professor Michelle Martin, PhD, AKA Doc Martin.
Yes.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for that wonderful welcome.
So tell us what's going on with Read-a-Rama.
Well, right now we're in the middle of 3 weeks of programming of Camp Read-a-Rama,
Okay.
and we have it at Compass Housing Alliance in North Seattle, Compass Broadview, for 3 weeks. We had last week, we had Let's Boogie. We did a dance week that had all sorts of wonderful international dance. This week is Lights, Camera, Action. So
Okay.
we're having the kids make a movie. And then the
Love that.
last week, yes, we have a professional videographer who'll be with us the whole week.
Okay.
And on Thursday, we'll show the parents our movie.
I love that.
And then on the final week, it's Read-a-Rama Makes Waves. And so we are taking the kids to the water park, the one down in Federal Way. We are getting wet every day, learning some swimming, and so just having a really good time in this warm weather.
So is it for kids at heart too, or just real kids? Yeah, we want to go to the water park.
Yes. I am taking some extra adults to make sure that the little ones, are
Yes.
kept track of.
So I know you've been here before, but tell us the history behind how Read-a-Rama started.
Yes. Well, Read-a-Rama, back in 2001, when I was a professor at Clemson University in South Carolina, I decided I was going to do outreach, even though I was in an English department. So I started training my students on how to do an interactive read aloud. We took the program into schools and community centers and libraries, and they'd read a book with a group of children, do an interactive read aloud, so really discuss the book in ways that helps you to develop critical thinking skills, and then do an activity that brings the books to life.
Right.
So you might, read a book about camping and pitch a tent. You might read a book about being like this week, being in the water and then taking the kids to the water park. So it's a way to bring books to life, and anything you read, there's something you can do to enjoy it more. Anything you do, there's something you read to deepen that enjoyment. So that's sort of how Read-a-Rama operates. And I was in South Carolina until 2016, moved out here to become the Beverly Cleary Professor at the University of Washington, the Information School, where I teach future librarians
Nice.
who are going to work with children. And so we've continued the program, we're growing it. We have Camp Read-a-Rama on Lopez Island this summer for the first time.
Nice.
Snow Isle Libraries is running Read-a-Rama, as well as Spokane County Libraries.
Yeah.
And we're also building an online training so that anybody around the country who wants to learn how to use children's books to build wonderful interactive camps, Read-a-Rama can teach you how to do that.
Well, I was going to ask you about that because when I was, reading up on this work, I was very pleasantly surprised to see that this isn't just a regional thing. It's not just a Seattle thing. And I was looking at some of the testimonials that people were giving. It was coming out of Iowa and Spokane and other parts of the country. Talk to us a little bit more about how you were able to get that level of reach.
Well, during the pandemic, because, it was like schools were closing, but that didn't mean Read-a-Rama needed to close. And so we did about 60 story times that were 30 minutes, free, open to anybody who wanted to log in. So during those couple of years, we reached 7 different countries, about 32 states across the US. And it was really a time for kids to have some community where, they might have grandparents who were dying or things that were happening that were just really scary. So it was a place they could go a couple of times a week to focus on books and all the positive things.
Yeah.
And so we also developed a 2-hour online camp where we would ship the box of materials to every child who signed up, and so that everybody opens their box at the same time, their Rama box, and then we would read a book together, sometimes have an author or illustrator come in, and then talk about the book and do an activity that brings the book to life.
Yeah, and I'm glad that you talked about the online piece, because that was another thing I was really impressed with, was this whole accessibility piece of it, meaning, you know, the online versions of it, because not everyone can be in person, nor can they be in person at the same time. But to be able to still have this educational piece be available online, whether it's web streamed or something that's on demand.
Yeah, and we have, right now, the training that we're building will train people to do Read-a-Rama in your own community, whether you want to do it online or in person, whether you want to do 30-minute story times, or whether, like Snow Isle Libraries is bringing the program into an existing program. Lopez Island is bringing Camp Read-a-Rama into Camp Huckleberry. So it's already an existing program, but it gives this extra boost of literacy to the program. So that could be Girl Scouts or Scouts or Boys and Girls Club or whatever program. If you want to do something positive about literacy, and everybody needs a little bit more of that because of what the pandemic has done, right?
Yes.
Then this is a perfect way to do that. Parents also could really benefit from it if you're not really sure how to help your children become passionate readers.
Absolutely, and get the parents to reading more too. You know, we're always on our phones and looking at screens.
Right.
You know, so to be able to just put it down and actually turn a page.
Exactly.
Literally.
Exactly.
And be able to connect and get our imaginations going again.
Exactly. And the way to grow passionate readers is to surround kids in a literacy-rich environment. And they have to see you reading to know that that's a good thing to do, right? If they never see you reading, it's like, why would they think that that is a good thing to do, right?
I'm curious to know, are you seeing any type of change or requests around the type of literature based on kind of where the climate of our country is right now?
Well, obviously, Black and brown books and LGBTQ books are the ones that are being targeted right now.
Right.
And so I would say to all of those Black and brown and LGBTQ parents out there, if you want your children to really understand their history, where we've come from, you need to teach it at home, because a lot of schools, a lot of libraries are being targeted. And so again, Read-a-Rama can really help because we really focus on those books that have varied experiences. Because the vast majority of children's literature, somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 to 80%, are still about white children and animals. So if you're a rabbit, you have a better chance of seeing yourself in a book than if you're a Native American child. Right.
Right. And it's interesting when you talk about, you know, it having to be taught in home. I feel like that's going back to old school, which is a good thing, I think. I think as, you know, when I was growing up, you know, you went home, you had your homework time, you had that reading time before you did anything else. And that has gone to the wayside for a number of reasons. And so now kind of rolling that back and going, okay, now we need to have these focused times. And we need to be learning things in the house, in our homes. And not just relying on our teachers or some other collective group outside of your four walls.
Yes, but also there's so many more resources now, right? It is easy to just hand a child a phone, but that is not engagement, right? So some things that you can do is you're taking a long car ride for this wonderful summer you have. Go, you know, check out the library. They have lots of audiobooks that are free. And you can download that app, play some audiobooks, and talk about it as you go, right? Kids are listening in the back seat, parents are listening, and pick something that everybody likes. Like we loved listening to Rita Williams Garcia, you know, and find ones that have really great, you know, storytelling. And so those can be free. Also, the library.
Speaking of storytelling, show us that.
So finding books that look like you. Rudine Sims Bishop, who's a wonderful African-American scholar, said you need mirrors, windows, and sliding glass doors. You need books that look like you. You need windows that show you the lives of people who don't look or live like you. And you need sliding glass doors, stories that allow you to submerge yourself into an environment that just like makes the rest of the world go away. This particular book is about a kid and her granddaddy and the blue truck that he has. My daddy had an old blue, he called it Old Blue as well, a pickup truck, but the relationship they have around that.
I can relate to that,
Yeah. This one's Mama's Library Summers, about African-American mom who takes her girls to the library, and she tells them they can't check out anything but Black books. So they learn about history, they learn about culture, and so Soul Food Sunday is one of my favorites right now by Winston
talk about
Bingham.
this one, yeah.
Yeah, so this is about a little boy who learns how to cook with his grandma at, right at her elbow, and his grandfather was a chef in the military and has passed on, but grandma puts that jacket on him that belonged to his granddaddy.
Yes.
And they cook in the kitchen. And then he makes a special treat at the end. You'll have to read it to find out.
I will have to read it. Okay.
Yeah, and for us, this might be a window book. Native American family that's picking berries together, all sorts of berries, some of which you might not have even heard of. But this is Michaela Goads, Caldecott Medal, who's a Caldecott medalist. Wonderful, wonderful book and fantastic illustrations. So finding books that tell you about other people's experiences as well. Huckleberry, soapberry, strawberry, crowberry, thimbleberry, swampberry, bogberry, chalkberry. Did you know about those berries?
I did not.
See, there you go.
Learn something all the time.
Yes, so, and also I would say that reading and writing go together. In Camp Read-a-Rama last week, we had about 4 different artists come to teach the kids some different types of dance. And this one, Panama Folklore Seattle, one of our kids who speaks Spanish, wrote them a thank you note in Spanish. And her mom was just amazed that she wrote this. She's just like first or second grade.
Yeah.
Wrote this note to the Panama Seattle, Folklore Seattle folks.
Well, you just prompted a question for me. So with Read-a-Rama, is there a promotion of learning languages?
We encourage that. We do teach the kids some sign language, and we have a number of staff who speak a number of different languages. Right now we have one child who is nonverbal, so everybody is learning some sign language to be able to communicate with her. But we've got some French, some Spanish, represented among the staff. So that hasn't been a focus, but maybe we'll have a week on
But
languages.
that's also another level of accessibility, right? 'Cause,
Yes.
not everyone speaks English, right?
Right.
Or it's not
or
their
not
first
everyone
language.
speaks even, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you talk about, sign language and, those with like autism or like nonverbal, it's like, what are those other avenues of communication? And something like this brings them together, right?
Yes,
You bring
yes.
people with their various differences together over this shared experience of reading and most importantly, learning.
That's right. And it's great for the child who is being included, but it's also fantastic for the kids who are learning a little bit of sign language, who are learning to be a little bit more patient with a child who may not have the mobility that they have, and learning how to adapt things so that that child can still be included.
So for your programming, do you have a wish list? Is there a thing, no matter how far off it is there something that you would like to see your program be able to do or be able to reach?
I would love to be in all 50 states in a few years, to have Read-a-Rama programming that is being offered in Alaska and in Hawaii and in, South Carolina.
How can you make that happen? Is that something like, I'm dipping into my crates here a little bit.
Yeah.
Many moons ago, I used to work for an organization that supported Elise, the library organization.
Yes.
So is that like an avenue potentially for something
Yes.
like that?
Yes, well, because I spent half of my career teaching future teachers, and now I only teach future librarians, I'm connected with both of those networks, and so we are planning to get the word out about this training to all of those communities nationally, and eventually internationally. Why not?
I love that idea.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, let us know how we can support you in that endeavor. I know Trae will be behind that. I'm definitely behind that.
Fantastic.
And if there's something you want to leave with the audience about what's coming up on your programming or how people can connect with what you're doing,
Yes.
let them know.
This week we will have a story time, 6 to 7:30 at the Broadview Tap House. And on the 26th, the Nubian Jam.
Yes,
that's
I'll be
happening.
there for that too.
Yes, we'll have a table there, and bring your kids because we'll be partnering with Project Girl to offer the kids area.
Olympia's great.
Yes, and so we will really be looking forward to that.
Well, thank you so much. Thanks for educating me and others about what's going on. I can't wait to see you at Nubian Jam.
Thank you.
On the
Awesome.
26th, the day after my birthday. So, if you want to bring a cupcake, that's great.
Okay. All right.
But again, thank you so much for joining us. I have just really enjoyed learning more about what you're doing and how you're looking to expand this out. And we will be right back.
In Seattle, it's more than just coffee. It's community. At the station, we brew more than just your favorite cup. We brew connection. From Beacon Hill to Columbia City, we're a space for artists, activists, and everyone in between. A place to gather, create, and simply be. Whether you need a quiet place to work, a lively spot to meet friends, or just a moment to unwind, find your place at the station. More than coffee, it's home. Visit us in Beacon Hill or Columbia City. The station, where community happens.
I had some dental work done, and pain pills were introduced. It flipped a switch that I didn't see or know or understand, and I tried multiple times to show up and be a parent to those kids, but I couldn't do the minimum, and the grief about it was so huge that I would have to drink to deal with what it felt like to be in my body. Each one of those people along my journey has contributed to my success. Don't count us out. More people recover with support. Learn how you can help someone's recovery at supportaddictionrecovery.com.
Home. Home is where you gather with friends, with family, sometimes even folks you don't know. But in a way, you do. Because you share at least one thing in common. And one thing can be pretty powerful when it's multiplied by 40,000. Mariners baseball at T-Mobile Park. Welcome home.
Well, on Fox Face Off, we tell the raw, unadulterated truth.
Fox Soul Face Off.
We are given the platform here with no fear.
Always comes out swinging.
We should be saying, hey, stop shooting and killing people.
Nothing held back.
They wanted black hip-hop moguls and artists to continue the feud.
No punches pulled.
And you interrupt me all the time.
Tune into the show where opinions collide. Fox Soul Face Off. New episodes weeknights at 9 or stream anytime on Fox.
Well, I hope you all enjoyed the interview with Doc Martin. I did. Again, I can't wait to see her at Nubian Jam, so come and visit us up in Snohomish County in Everett on Saturday, July the 26th. I will be there saying a few words, and obviously there'll be a whole bunch of other different vendors and activities. I know that Read-a-Rama is going to be giving away free books, so that is another incentive to come and visit. With that, again, I'm Alicia Crank. Thank you so much for joining us, and tomorrow I am very much looking forward to what I'm calling the Snohomish County Takeover, because Janice Green will be here with us, and she's going to talk to us a lot about what's going on up in Everett that she's involved in. So with that, have a great day, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Converge Media produces culturally relevant content for Black and urban audiences. Our coverage is raw, transparent, and objective, praised by community leaders, government officials, and residents. Support Converge Media today via Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal at Converge Media.